Dodgers give multiple updates on injuries and moves. And let's get right down to business. But before I get into the story, just imagine this, that right now, 21 games left in the season, the Dodgers all of a sudden find their offensive woes, start getting hits, pitching's lights out, bullpen's lights out. They get hot all the way to the end of the season. They rip off a bunch of wins, go into the postseason hot, finish things off, get in the World Series, and win the World Series. Storybook ending for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Just if you can imagine it, it can happen. Okay? This is the time to get hot. They can do this. But you gotta have faith. All right, let's get into the stories. What's going on? It is so Glasnow was going to pitch, then he's not going to pitch, and then Ohtani wasn't going to pitch in Baltimore, but then he ends up pitching. What's going on? We need some clarity here, all right? Subscribe, like, turn on notifications for Dodgers Digest. A big shout out to the audience that are women out there. 7.6 of this audience are women. I did not know that. Shout out to you. Also, a big shout out to some new viewers. 0.2% of our viewership from the 18 to 24-year-olds. A couple youngsters in there. Shout out to the 18 and 24s. All right, let's get into the story. Glasnow, he's first. What happened? What's going on? Can someone help me, please? Back tightness. Back tightness. Huh. Seems weird that it happens right before the start, doesn't it? Not a conspiracy theorist. I'm just throwing it out there. Week September 8th. This is Sass Glasnow was scratched from his scheduled start. That was yesterday versus the O's. Hopes to pitch at some point earlier in the Dodgers 3-game home set against the Rockies. Yep, that's coming up. So what is the back tightness? Did they already just look, we need to get Ohtani back out there. He's fine. His cough is better. I don't know. But it just seems a little weird, doesn't it? The way that happens. And once again, not a conspiracy theorist. Just I'm throwing it out there. And then what happened? Losing Dalton Rushing. That's not good, right? I mean, he hasn't been hitting. But when you don't have Will Smith and then you lose Dalton, makes you start thinking about the days of Puducia, still part of the Dodgers, right? But no, Ben Rothbritt is going to get the call up. But Dalton, what happened? Lower right leg contusion, fouled the ball off the inside of his leg. That looked painful. Fell to the ground, helped off. He was on crutches later on, too, as well. But initial x-rays came back negative. That is good. He's going to get a CT scan today, and they'll find out more about Dalton Rushing, but out. So third-string catcher gets called in. That's crazy, right? What's the deal on Will, though, man? Is Will coming back soon? Here you go. Right-hand contusion for Will Smith. Manager Dave Roberts says Smith definitely would not play in the series with Baltimore. So it looks like what's going to happen is Ben Rothbritt is going to get the call for the Dodgers, and the number 3 catcher is going to be moved up. So that's how that's looking. What's going on with Muncy, Brad J? Well, I'm glad you asked that. Right oblique strain. What's going on? He's joined AAA Oklahoma. Begin the rehab assignment. He'll play third base and serve as a designated hitter. So Muncy's back soon enough too, as well. All right, so that's what that's looking at. That's the trend. That's what's going on there. But Ben Rothbritt, can you imagine being Ben right there? You had no idea you're getting called up. You probably thought a little something when Will got hurt, but then seeing what happened with Dalton Rushing fouling that ball off his leg, that right there, wow. And he's been up. He's 27 years old. Excuse me. He's had 65 ABs, so he's had 65 at bats. Not hitting well in those 65 at bats. .092. Also a .289, very dismal OPS from the 65 at bats. Dove has 6 RBIs with 65 at bats. So an RBI every 12 at bats. Sounds like better than Conforto right now. So he's the guy who gets called up. What does that mean for other Dodgers? Well, Alex Diaz got DFA'd. He's down. He's gone. And Alex Freeland optioned back to OKC. So Freeland's stint with the team is now done. He moves back to OKC. And Vesia and Kyle Hurt. The big surprise here is a lot of people didn't think that we were going to get Kyle Hurt back. He had surgery, beginning of the season or right before the season started, Tommy John surgery. And the fact that Kyle Hurt wasn't even in the equation, that dude was going to be playing for the Dodgers possibly. And we'll see what happens with rehab. because he's coming back for surgery. So does he have it? Is he start out strong? Does he need time to build it? All that going on. All right. Despite losing, 4 straights now? Let's take a look at the Dodgers standings, how it looks right now. And there's something here that I really want Dodger fans to notice here, okay? You see that no matter how bad the Dodgers have played, losing 4 straight, San Diego, I think, has lost 5 straight. 2 games in front of San Diego still with as bad as they played. 21 games to go. But here's the thing that Dodger fans need to pay attention to. San Francisco, 6 games back. And so you're like, well, that's no big deal. That's still 6 games back. But just keep this in mind. 7 games, the Dodgers still have to face the Giants. 7 games. And they have a 6-game deficit right now that San Francisco is going to want to come back on. And 4 of those games are going to be at home at Dodger Stadium, and 3 of those 7 will be on the road in San Francisco. One thing going for the Dodgers is the last 3 weeks of the season, they pretty much stay on the West Coast. They don't have big travels at all. So that could help them out. But that's what you're looking at right now. Just 2 games in front of San Diego. But once again, I was harping on this about 2 weeks ago. Watch out for the Giants right now. They want to be the spoiler. And look, they're within 6 games, and we got 7 against them. The Dodgers need to start winning and keep that distance away from San Francisco. That's what really needs to happen. How many games left? Taking a look at the schedule. Here's the rest of the schedule right there. 21 games left. 2 more against Baltimore. You got Baltimore tonight, and then you got Baltimore tomorrow for your Sunday. Then you do 3 at home at Dodger Stadium versus Colorado, and then you don't travel that far. So that's what I was talking about. They don't travel too far. They go to San Francisco from Dodger Stadium, then they go to San Francisco for 3, then come back to Dodger Stadium and knock out 7 games in a row. But the good news is for them after that, even though they end on the road for the Dodgers before the playoffs, they're in Arizona and they're in Seattle. So they're keeping it pretty West Coast. I mean, Arizona's not that far to go. So the Dodgers, I think, look in good shape right there. But once again, you got to look at the overall standings. Those are the numbers right there. Dodgers, 2 games lead, 21 games to go, and they got to take care of business. You got to start winning some games. The offense has got to start clicking is what needs to happen. And like I said before, just imagine if this is the time that they choose to get hot. All right? I know some of you are whatever you're saying. This could be the time. 21 games. And if they turned it on right now and just started winning, because look, you look at the paper, okay? All these guys that you're looking at are capable of putting together awesome games. Whether it's hitting, whether it's pitching, whatever the case may be, these are some of the best of the best. So they're capable of doing it. So now with that in mind, picture it happening that right now is the time. They start ripping off the W's. They start getting them. Clocking W's, win the division, go in red hot to the postseason, and take care of business there as well. So glass is half full, man. All right, hey, that's going to do it. Dodgers Digest. Subscribe, like, turn on notifications. I'm Brad J. As you go through the day, just continue to think Dodger blue, and let's go Dodgers.